Hello boys and girls, you're watching Blue Peter and today we're making drop links. I'd hazard a guess that this is more Blue Waffles than Blue Peter. Don't Google that. So today we're going to have to look at re-engineering some drop links for the TVR. What are drop links? Well, they are the two fully articulated links that connect the roll bar from the wishbones to the chassis. They have to move in some interesting directions and they also need to have no play. Rather than just replace these with a normal thoroughfare that ends up broken and needing replaced at another MOT interval, today we're making race spec ones. These are rose jointed links. You can get these on any common or garden auction site. These are bronze lined, pretty basic ones, but made out of stainless steel. Crucially though, they've got zero play in them, but are fully articulated. This is going to form the basis of our new drop link. The TVR sizes are 10mm, so we went for M10 versions of these. Male thread, female thread, two links, screw them together, a little bit like so, and voila, that's your new drop link. Adjustable in height once, but to be honest, how often do you need to adjust your drop links? I'll tell you how many times. Never. Once they're on, they're on. These are obviously fully movable. We don't really want that. We need to lock these off. What you will require is a lock nut. A little bit like so. Nip them up, and these are locked to height and orientation. Why does that matter? Well, these on a TVR do not sit completely parallel. There's actually a slight kink in them. So we're going to final adjust these on the car and nip them up. That in itself would do perfectly well as a drop link. However, these will get dirt into them. They are fully exposed to the atmosphere. Now, to stop such a thing happening, you want a rubber boot. Again, these are about £3 a pop. They're custom to rose joints, so they will obviously fit correct. You want to get an M10 one specifically. There are many ways to get these on. I have found these wire stretchers, a tool that looks a bit like this, to be very effective at giving you a gap. Once you have a gap, lube, downship, lube the ends up of these and they will slide in. Once you have your rubber boot on, which looks a bit like this, you need to now look at how you're going to attach this to either the roll bar or the chassis. My recommendation is a stainless steel bolt. Here's one I made earlier. If you look closely, you'll see that this actually pinches the boot quite a bit. So we need to pack this out and give this boot space to flex without pinching. To do that, you will require two of these. These are eccentric washers, and what they do is basically chamfer in so that when you nip this up, it will bite into the gap left by the boot, but still not pinch it. And that allows articulation. Once that's on, a wee washer here and an eye lock nut. That will nip up one end, repeat on the other side, and here's one I made earlier. Boom, one finished custom drop link. Same for the top and bottom, and an M10 basic nut in the middle to lock this off once it's on. Two of these, and then we throw them in the car. These are the old ones, which are now, I would say, 6 years old, and they were cheap. I bought really nasty 304 quality non-marine grade stainless ones of these, and unsurprisingly they're crap. Also, this was my Mark 1 design, which is two females with a length of threaded rod in the middle, i.e. totally overcomplicated. I didn't really think it through, so these need to go. Now I've actually fitted the other side to this, so you'll note that this actually is sitting at the height it wants to sit at compared to where the other side's adjustment is. So what we need to do here is make sure that when this bolt goes through here, it doesn't put any undue tension on things. If it does, you're going to have a constant tension anti-roll bar leaning to one direction, and you don't want that. That's not bad, but I can probably still push this down a bit. So what I'm going to do is crack off my lock nut, pull this out and run it in. Just one turn and then try it again just to see where it lives. Yeah, that's much happier. Now you might get that when you tighten this up, it'll start to bind. It's probably because it's dried out. In order to prevent that, there's a simple solution. Just drown in the gaps with WD-40. And that is a custom drop link. Last of all, don't forget, nip up your little adjuster ring. You should also find, once it's all nipped up, it should have a slight amount of play left and right. That just means that it's not bending in either direction. That's a pretty good result, I would say. But what about the rears, I hear you ask? Of course, the rears don't match the front, but of course. So, there's still a process we can use. Repeat the same. You want to be having a female M10, a big, long 50mm or so bolt M10. I've got these ones that have got a flanged outside end on them, just save you having to have a washer, to be honest. All of this stainless, of course. That will then be met with this, 2 polyurethane bushes. You can get these online if you have a wee hunt around. Basically, you want an M10 internal diameter with enough chunk on each side. Basic generic bush. I think they make them for Land Rovers and all sorts of stuff like that. They're not expensive. You can't just throw the bush on here and expect it to work. The reason being, once that reaches there, it's going to spread that out and it's probably going to burst right the way through there. So we need a wee spreader washer on here. You could probably measure this up. You could even make washers. However, life hack, boys and girls, this is a roofing washer. People use these when they're putting tiles on roofs. Amazingly enough, it's M10 inside. It's exactly the right diameter to catch this bush, and it's also padded as well. Don't know why you need it padded, but I thought it was useful. Anyway, that actually works exactly right to flange out against this, and that is what you want to go through one end of the plate on the back of the wishbone. Sandwich that with another one on the other side. As you can see, and there's the gap that it will leave you. That will nip into the hole nicely. Another roofing washer on the top, just to spread the weight again. Stainless steel lock nut, much the same as the front. Usual washer, eccentric washer, boot assembly as before. That is how you would do the rears. You will pay a significant amount of money to get these pre-made, and all they are doing to pre-make them is assembling them like I've just done. 5 minutes. All of these raw components can be bought for half that. Do the math, tools and track fans. Job done. Short and sweet, just like me. The same rules apply for just about any car, by the way. If it's a short drop link and you don't need a standoff, that will apply on just about any situation you can find. Hope you found this useful, guys. Please do hit the subscribe button down here if you want to see more thrilling content from us, and we will catch you in the next episode. Cheers for watching. See you soon.